Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dark Metal video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at which super attacks you can farm from the various events that are up in DBZ Dark Battle. Now, it's important to take note that when farming super attacks, if you need more help, you can see my guide on how to save Kais. But yes, basically, it is very straightforward. Characters need to have the same name, but beyond that, you're pretty much good to go. Now, we'll start off with the first event, the Super Warriors event with Trunks Kid. This isn't a unit you're going to see a lot, or use a lot, but some Trunks base form kids are there, but not really. It's more a Super Saiyan Trunks Kid that would be beneficial. So you're better off farming a DB story event or other alternative events. Then we go on to Rock, Paper, Scissors. This one's great for Goku Youth. Character you can get elsewhere, so it's not absolutely necessary to do it here, but pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So again, also something that's very cool, very straightforward, very simple. Then beyond that, pretty much just the AGL Goku Youth, the physical Goku Youth, EZA, all of those very solid characters that you can get. Then we have the Universal Survival Saga, one of them. There's multiple stages. This one features obviously Android 17, 18. Pretty good characters, usable in a lot of events, like lots of events. Very good. Any Android 17 that's not Android 17 Future or Hellfighter 17 or anything like that. And then obviously all of them in terms of Android 18 being pretty solid as well. So again, pretty straightforward stuff. Not anything too wild. I would definitely suggest, farming them while you can. It does, help a little bit, which is pretty good. In terms of Android 18, there's quite a few farmable units, but not entirely all worth the grind, if you know what I mean. Then we look at Warriors Universe 6. This is great. It's got Vados, Chomper, and Hit. So we have some great additions there. Hit being the most noticeable, probably with his strength type support hit, the int hit, etc. And then you also obviously have the physical Chomper, who's probably the most, like usual unit to kind of progress on. I think for me, pretty standard stuff. Vados is also the summonable int one as well. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, pretty decent as well. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, solid. There's the physical one, the tech LR one, lots of decent farmable, kind of Gotenks that you can do with this one, so fairly straightforward stuff as well. Makes your life a lot easier as well. So that's all pretty good. And then overall, pretty simple stuff. Gotenks, SS3 is a fairly common character type, so there will always be more in future probably that you can use. Then we have the Dragon Ball GT event. This one features Hellfighter 17, as well as also Frieza Final Form GT, Perfect Cell GT. All of these are fairly good. Frieza Final Form, there's the physical one. Cell, there's the int one as well. Android 18, there isn't really a standout GT version of the character. And then Hellfighter 17, we actually just got the EZA. Kind of Hellfighter 17 strength got his EZA from the World Tournament, so that's always pretty helpful as well, at least I think overall. The two Freezers and Cells, not really great, hoping that they can bring out some decent support units or something at some point that will suit everything. I think that'll be a lot better. And then Hellfighter 17 will also be fairly acceptable as well. From that point onwards, going through to the events and everything. Videl, decent. There's a new AGL Videl, that's also pretty solid. There's also always Strength Videl, it's also pretty solid. And then of course there is, as always, the Infidel and all those kind of characters as well. I wouldn't really worry too much about the Videls, although the new AGL one and the Strength one are always pretty solid and useful for Pepe Gal's missions and things, so yeah, definitely can look at that. We then have the Resurrected Majin event. This one requires you to get gourmet chocolates, which you have to exchange for both Elder Kais and also for units, so it's one of those events that's pretty good. Features with it some really good high value stuff, Elder Kais, etc., so all really solid. So yeah, other than that, basically I would say overall not too much else from this event. Other Kais are always great, but realistically it's the Ultimate Gohans, Gohan Teens. Goten you're not going to use that much, Goku Angel you won't use that much at all, but Gohan Teen and Ultimate Gohan, which the character can turn into, are always quite usable. You can also get a Gohan Teen from the World Tournament event that's also up currently alongside the Spopovich, so you can use those if you want to rather to farm super attacks with. This one you have to farm the chocolate currency and then exchange at the Bubba shop, so there's one or two steps added into the situation, which is always something that's not ideal. Now we move on to the World Tournament Reborn. This one is fairly straightforward. Like I said, Spopovich and the Gohan team. Spopovich just received one of his first standalone characters ever, so that's going to be something that's fairly helpful, at least in terms of procedure and everything. I think it's pretty helpful, at least overall. And then we have Fight Against Despair. This features 4 units, which is pretty good. So Fight Against Despair, Gohan Future, Trunks Future, 17 Future, and 18 Future. So earlier where I mentioned that 17 and 18 you can't farm their super attacks if they have Future in the title, well, in this situation you now can, because they have Future in the title, and these units have Future in the title. You can also farm the Gohan Future, which is useful for a couple versions, but also you can farm Super Saiyan Gohan Future, which is useful for quite a few versions as well. So especially speaking the LR Gohan, that's really, really useful. And then Trunks, a little bit less useful, the base version, but he does turn into Super Saiyan Trunks Future. So though you can't work on non-Super Saiyan Trunks, you can work on Super Saiyan Trunks Future units fairly simply, at least, with a bit of work on that Trunks, but there's better options, so I wouldn't do specifically this event for Trunks. Then we have the Metal Cooler event and the Raditz event. So both of these just feature one notable character, physical LR Metal Cooler / obviously the AGL one if you want to, and then of course on the Raditz side we have Tech Raditz, Physical Raditz, any Raditz like that, just not the ones that have Giant Ape in the name. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know which characters you're going to farm, and bye.